Hi there. Good day. Hope you're doing awesome. I welcome you to Indian Advanced Manufacturing and Engineering Group. Abhijit Bhatt and myself, Rashmi, are from Manlio Designs and we will be hosting this podcast. We hope to see existing leaders inspire new emerging manufacturers from this group. We have launched this podcast to get experts to share their insights and secrets for your benefit. Hope you find this interesting and valuable. Let me now welcome our guest for today, Mr. Sandeep Parvartikar, who is a man of many hats. Widely known in the industry circle in Pina, Bangalore, he is the MD of Unnati CNC Private Limited. Coming from a humble background, he now owns three companies. One of the key highlights is he is a council member in the Pina Industries Association. He is also the panel chairman of the Banking and Financial Committee. Sandeep is very pro Make in India and is one of our very good customers. Today, I've invited him to have a conversation on challenges faced by MSMEs related to finance. Without further ado, I request Mr. Sandeep to introduce himself to the audience.
Thank you, Rashmi. Good morning, Abhi and Rashmi. So I have done a undergraduate in electrical engineering from a rural Karnataka of North Karnataka. So I came to Bangalore during 1988 and worked for a company called Karnataka Welding Products as a trainee engineer for 1 year and later worked in the service department, marketing, quality department and production for 5-6 years. I gained a good experience over there. And in 1995, I have started my own company called Brilliant Electricals with another partner, Mr. Mallikarjuna Swamy. I have started my other company, this Unnati CNC Technologies Private Limited, in the year 2008. And I acquired a company called Atlanta Pumps Private Limited in the year 2014. Right now, I'm running all three industries. All are in the same premises.
Nice.
Great.
So,
So I think we can get started with the questions. Sandeep, I have about 4 to 5 questions, and we are hoping that your personal experiences, learnings will help people have better financial management and control in their own organizations. In terms of challenges, I mean, over the last 25 years, I'm sure you've faced multiple ups and downs. You've seen the 2008 recession, and like you mentioned, you've started Unnati during that recession. So for people who, for example, started somewhere before COVID hit us, say in 2019 of July, August, people decided they want to get into manufacturing, and then they spent a lot of money because manufacturing is capital intensive. They went ahead, ordered the machines, and with the procurement cycles being like really long, it takes about 6 months to get the machine. So there are people who have got machines in February 2020, and March 2020, boom, we went into lockdown. So when somebody is faced with such a challenging situation as a new entrepreneur in a manufacturing sector, it is extremely challenging. So can you help us understand from your own personal experiences, how can somebody overcome such a challenge and ensure they continue to run the business and not really go out of business?
Yeah, we have, as I said, in 2008, 2007, we have started a company, Unnati CNC Technologies, with another two partners, with four partners on a board, to manufacture components for engineering industry. And another two partners, they are having a experience in manufacturing components. And
Okay.
immediately 2008, there was a recession, huge recession. And 2007, we have started with one CNC machines and 1,000 square feet rented shed. Today we have 30 CNC machines and 20,000 square feet of our own shed. So immediately in 2008, we have invested huge in plant and machineries. By that time, we had 6 machines, nearly about 1.2 crores. It is huge money then. So we had a very good orders. 6 machines we are serving to 2 customers. Orders are so huge. We are only provided machines, manpower and tools. All production planning, everything is done by customer. Customer engineer used to sit in my factory to see that the production is going on. So huge orders. And in in Ayodhya Puja we celebrate a day as a like a maintenance day, something like that. We did the pujas, and next day we removed all decorations, started working. That much of order was there. Immediately within 10-15 days, we had no orders. Both customers cancelled the orders, and literally we were sitting idle. About 20% team had no work. So then we realized our mistakes. We were doing a high volume, low value cost products. So we have changed our strategies. Low volume, high value products we have started doing. And we have decided to not to take orders more than 15 to 20% from single customer. So today we have about 15-20 customers, and the maximum revenue comes only 17% from a single customer.
Okay.
Okay.
And another important thing is where you are in the supply chain value system. So we are a back end of the supply chain ecosystem then. So we have improved our value proposition, and today about 3 to 4 customers we are number one supplier for machine components. And we are present in many sectors. We are into aerospace, machine tool, agriculture, oil and gas, healthcare, every sector we are serving. And another thing is we don't take 2 customers from same sectors. Only for aerospace we have got 2 or 3 customers. Otherwise, other sectors we have only one customers. And we have customers whose exposure is 2%, 3%, 5%. So any customer, any sectors goes down, it will not at all affect us. And since we are doing a low volume, it is like for a customer, it is like giving us a solution. And customer treats us as a partner. When there is a high volume, they treat us as a supplier. Here, they treat us as a customer or partner. They treat us as a partner. So it has helped us. This even 2019 recession, 2020 pandemic, or this pandemic not affected us, and still we are growing. Last year we grown 20 years, and this year again 20-25% we are growing.
Oh, nice.
Wow, that's fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think sorry, Abhijit, you had a question?
Yeah. So basically, Sandeep, that is a great insight on, diversification of customers so that they can consider you as a partner than just a supplier. Because I heard from a couple of friends in the industry that there are many people who are going, a little to no like bankruptcy type of situation. And what they are doing a mistake is there are some companies who are basically giving them very high volume orders, but for very peanut margins that they cannot sustain. I mean, it is only the tool cost and, man machine cost is there, but there is no wear and tear cost. There is no interest, whatever is their accumulation, that is not there. But with this current situation, he's having this situation where if he cannot take that order, he will not be able to survive. I mean, that is what it is going in his mind. So I think that this is where the financial inputs, how to manage and diversify, would be really helpful for the audience who might be having similar issues. Over to you, Rashmi.
Yeah, thanks, Abhijit. Yeah, I think very well put, diversifying and the single point of failure. So Sandeep, from your, talk, this seems like one of the mistakes that a lot of MSMEs make, that they have a single point of, failure. But in terms of, finance, are there other, very big mistakes that you have seen MSMEs make, which have resulted in their downfall? And can you share some examples which will help people, understand that these are some things they need to avoid in their journey?
Well, there was a survey I read on some one of the magazine that major MSME failure or not growing, not doing well is a problem of financial mismanagement. There's a very big challenge in MSMEs. Today's world, the running an MSME is a commercial establishment. Most of the MSME owners are technocrats. They know how to convert their raw material to finished goods, but they lack in a financial management. So understanding of finance is very, very, very important today's scenario. What normally mistakes they does is they do not understand the long-term funds and short-term funds, long-term users and short-term users. They cross-use the funds. So what happens? The short-term funds they use for a buying of a machine or something else for long-term users. Then when there's a short-term fund demands for a repayment, they struck. What they do is then they borrow money from the open market. Then the cost of the funds are very, very high. And
Yeah.
our bottom line, our margins do not support that much of borrowings. And they keep on borrowing, they keep on going losses. And there where they actually fails. The financial understanding is a very, very important. And they always borrow money from the banks only. Banks, they get a better margin, a better cost. That's why my advice. And understand the ratios of the banks, what they require. Current ratio, debt equity ratio, DSCR. There's ratios and try to many enterprises do not know how to read the balance sheets first. So need to understand how to read the balance sheet, what are the ratios, how to calculate these ratios, and where I stand. That is very, very important. And do not divert working capital. Working capital is as an oxygen. Do not divert working capital. They divert working capital for buying a machines, buying a house, a residential sites, second residential sites, and build a house. That's a disaster happens in definitely one day or in such situations. That's what financially understanding is very, very, very required at this point of time. In olden days, 1970s, 80s, there were huge margins. People were MSMEs are working in 100%, 200%, and even there are cases that 1000% margin was there. That was a technical venture. No, today is a commercial venture. There is a bottom line or profit margin was there to take care of financial mistakes. No, we don't have that leverage. So financial understanding and the usage of working capital is very, very important. And you have to, they have to understand the receiver, what received. See, for example, I receive 100 rupees. That 100 rupees, what is that 100 rupees? It's not 100 rupees belongs to me. The 100 rupees I have to pay to the raw material supplier. I have to pay to the labors, electricity charges, so fixed costs, variable cost, altogether leaving 4-5 rupees to me. That is only my money. That's what we need to actually understand.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
So you were telling some ratios, Sandeep. Can you tell some of the key ratios that has kept you going in terms of which all ratios that you are always cautious about when you are operating, be it when you were just a 50 lakh, 1 crore, company or whatever today, you are having. What is the key ratios that you feel that all the, manufacturers, who's running the manufacturing unit, they should be always looking into?
The major one is the current ratio, debt and debt equity ratio and DSCR. Current ratio used to be 1:1.3. It should be more than 1.3.
Okay.
So that's one is bank's contribution, and 0.3 is our contribution. If it goes lesser than 1.3 or it goes minus, one below 1 is called as a minus, then the bank will not fund you.
Okay.
And
Okay.
at all, if they are funding you, your cost of the fund will be higher.
Got it.
So that ratio decides whether you have removed your profit from the business. They can understand. So you are at the same time you diverted, your cost of the funds increased, your cost of manufacturing also increases. That's what current ratio is very, very important. Debt service DSCR, debt service coverage ratio, how much you can able to pay the loans against your internal accruals, and debt equity ratio. These three ratios are very, very important, and they have to monitor the.
Good.
So Sandeep, you're saying like keeping a track of the financial health of an organization on a time-to-time basis is something that is very important, right? If people have to ensure that they don't miss some of those red flags, that are there in their organization.
Yes, that is very, very, very important. Keeping a tab on the ratios or financials, when they received, how much days they have received, whether their 60 days payment terms, the 60 days payment terms, the cost is included in the component, or a product is there or not. If not, you have to talk to your customer. The cost of 60 days is not included. You have to include it in that. And if it is more than 60 days, who is going to bear the cost?
Yeah.
The customer will give only the whatever bill we have raised. So those things also very, very important. And another thing is, other than finance, is most of the entrepreneurs keep a track on the sales, how much sales we did. But the miss is the expense. Always to keep a eye on the expenses also. So whether the sales is increasing, and if the cost is increasing more than sales, then it's of no use. So keep a eye on that also is very, very important.
Okay. But, Sandeep, a lot of people might, wonder how do they go about it? Because not everybody, like you said, is from a finance background, right? Most of them are technocrats. So for somebody who's from a non-finance background to get a hold on, their financials in such a good way, might seem like a big challenge. So if they have to start this journey, how do they get started? Like any tips, any, courses, books, or something that you went about that can help people?
I have read one book. I will tell you later Romancing the Balance Sheet.
Okay.
That's a good book. Anyone can read it. And another thing is, we go to our chartered accountant after 6 months of end of the financial year. And what a chartered accountant does is a postmortem job.
Yeah.
And chartered accountant explaining what mistakes we have did, but we do not correct it. And in between, we never go to the chartered accountant or any experts seeking help on finance management. My advice is, my tips is, the right person to advise on finance is a bank manager.
Okay.
I say people who comes to me, going to your manager is a very, very good, and it is at no cost, and bank's interest is also involved in this.
Yeah.
So bank manager gives a very, very right advice, and he knows your status. He knows your financial position, and he advises very correctly. So he's the right person to get a suggestions on finance.
Yeah, that's a great point. Yeah. Sandeep, you touched upon an important, point where working capital is like the oxygen, right? So in a crisis that we are facing that has been caused because of the pandemic, there are a lot of companies who are feeling choked because they are not able to manage their working capital well. So do you have any advice or, guidance for companies to come up with a better working capital management?
Yeah, this pandemic actually hit many people on their working capital. Working capital is eroded. The companies which are in existence 6, 7 or more years, according to me, should not suffer much because they will be having their internal approvals.
Yeah.
Sometimes what happens is they divert their internal approvals towards buying machines and some other places. So then also they face this problem. And companies which are started now 2, 3 years, 4 years, they will be not having internal approvals much. So they face this problem. And payments, many times payments do not come from our customers because they are also selling in same storm. So the everyone, most of people face a financial crisis or working capital crisis. What my advice to them is, there are assets which are not used, better to dispose it off and get a cash. And there may be a raw material in the shop floor which is not used from 6 months or 1 year. You have purchased it for something else and you're not wanted to sell it as a scrap. Now you can sell it. You can find out another user and sell directly to him. He will also get some better price and you will also get a cash. And you think about your future. How will be your future next year or next year? If you are growing, fine. Otherwise, if you are not growing, you have a problem in the future, then try to divert so your fixed cost to variable cost. Like that, you have a machine which is underutilized. You're using 30-40% only. So you sell that machine, you will get cash and you will get work done outsourced with him or somewhere else. So that your fixed cost is divert as a variable cost. When you have a orders, you will have expense. If not, you will then don't have a expense. The same like that, you can have a less workers, and if more work is come, you give them a overtime and get it done, so that again the fixed cost is diverted to variable cost.
Variable cost.
So like that you can increase your working capital. And also, as I said, go to the manager, tell him the real things. Many times what happens is we overdrawn from the bank. This time we cannot able to repay them. We promise in so many days we'll bring it back. We cannot able to bring it back. Customer is also not giving. When we receive payment, when we deposit in the bank, bank manager takes all the money and we'll be not having a funds to run the business. In such cases, people, what they do open some current account in some other bank and operates. And one fine day, the manager of your bank will definitely come to know about this. So what my advice is, in such cases, go to your bank manager, explain him your situation and tell him that whatever money I bring, 10%, 20% you take for my word overdrawn and balance money, give it to us for run the business. And many time bank managers is obliged with this.
Okay, this is like the restructuring of the loan.
And the loan restructuring also given. No, the whatever this your term loans are you have taken, 2 years restructuring allowed, and your asset is not classified as a NPA.
Okay.
Would not be degraded. 2 years you don't need to pay any EMIs. Principal is not given. Only you have to service the interest. There also you get some cash for working capital. That if you need it or don't need it, avail it.
Yeah.
For next 6 months, you have money, then you can again start paying in principals. So avail that restructuring and get some money and run your business.
Okay. No, that's a great input. Like restructuring now, many incentives are there. So that is good, Yeah.
Any schemes, Sandeep, that people can like find out more details if it's applicable to them and apply to the bank?
At present, the only scheme is restructuring.
Okay.
Is available. And again, I said, bank manager is the right person to give the details. And approaching the bank manager solves many of your problems.
Yeah.
I think a lot of insights, you've shared, Sandeep. If I have to just, sum it up for the benefit of the audience, I think the ratios is very important. And like you said, not everything that you sell is your income. So able to bifurcate between what is really your net income versus, what are some things that you don't own and you really owe it to some other people in the, in the ecosystem is very important. And keeping a track and reaching out to the experts, I think that is a very valuable input, because a lot of times people hesitate approaching a bank, or they feel we need to go to the bank only if I need a OD or a loan. But I think this point that you've said, where you keep in touch with your banker as a partner, as a mentor, as a guide, I think that's a very valuable point.
Yeah. So another question, Sandeep, like now, many, because we have seen people in Peonia, right? They're struggling with the orders, they're struggling with the, maintaining the company. And you have acquired a company, Atlanta Pumps, I believe, right? So in terms of, let's say, acquisition or mergers, I think this is one of the ripe time when people can, harness each other's strength to form a merger, or basically, if any other person is cash rich, they can buy the company right now. So what all options do you think that these companies have, and what are the values that they might have to look into? Like what all financial values that they might need to look into?
Yeah, we acquired Atlanta Pumps in 2014. And the interesting point is, in 1993 or 94, I failed to get job in that company.
Okay.
Person sent me back is reporting to me today.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
So acquiring that company has come because the owners were not interested to run anymore. They aged, and their kids are not interested in manufacturing industry. They wanted to sell, and we were great friends. So we took over that company.
Okay.
You said about merger. It's a very, very, very important nowadays to compete with China. Now, whole world is looking at other manufacturing hubs. There are people are looking at India also, so they don't want to go to China. In this scenario, merger gives definitely a edge over China. See, take an example about 3 to 4 companies joined, same revenue companies joined together. Consider. Think about 10 crores top line making 4 companies joined together, made a one consortium, means they can make more than 40 crores, 50, 60, 70 crores turnovers also. And at the same time, you can look at the expenses. See, 4 companies will be having at least 2 or 3 marketing engineers. When they merge, about again 3, 4 marketing engineers are sufficient.
Yeah.
And commercial peoples, about 4, 5 people will be there. They can, instead of 12, 13, they can again manage with 3, 4, one storekeeper. So expenses also be reduced. So we are very much will be a competitive in the market. But still, there is a lot of attachment to MSME owner towards their company.
Definitely.
So it's a very, very difficult. So I want to see that happen in the, at least in the future.
Okay, great.
Yeah. So I think, Abhi, we have covered quite a a spectrum of questions around the financial challenges. So, and it's been a very serious discussion. So let's bring in a little bit of fun element. So if you want to, just have a quick rapid fire round for Sandeep.
Sure. So this is a rapid fire round, Sandeep, just a fun kind of event. And basically, if you have to reply it quickly. Okay. So, and it will be professional, nothing personal here.
Okay.
First, I would like to ask is, what is your favorite book?
Romancing the Balance. It is my favorite book. I read 2-3 times and still continue reading it.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I read Kannada books.
Okay.
Beachy books are my favorite books.
Okay, nice.
Nice.
If you would like to pick up one new skill in an instant, what it would be? And if you can instantly become expert in something, what it would be?
It's again finance.
Okay.
Financial skills. I have to acquire more skills on finance.
Okay,
That's
great.
what only.
If you had to eat one thing for every meal going forward, what would you eat?
Say I'm from North Karnataka. I like to eat jolad rotte.
Okay.
That's my favorite food. 24 hours. Anytime you give that, I eat it like that.
Okay. What's your hidden talent?
I don't know. No answer for this.
Okay.
I think I have a convincing skills.
Okay.
Hidden talent. I can convince people what I want to convince.
Great. So what does success mean to you?
Success is a success. Success in my business, I feel. We're not yet successful. We are inching towards success. And we have some goals, and business success is my success.
Okay. So that ends rapid fire, Sandeep. It was very interesting. I just want to ask, couple of closing questions. As we are, foreseeing that a lot of technology disruptions are going to come. Which technology do you think will change manufacturing in coming future?
3D printing, I believe.
Okay.
3D printing will change drastically. No, 3D printing is there, but it's not accurate. Again, machining is required, and it's a very big threat to industries like ours. Machining. So there is that going to be a big threat. And again, the electric vehicle. That technology is also kill many of the industries.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, because currently IC engines have more than 4,000 parts.
Yeah.
And versus only couple of 100 parts in electric vehicle.
That may change a lot.
Yeah, that's a nice threat analysis. And what would be your one strong takeaway from your experience?
Work the plan the work is my thing always.
Okay.
Very nice.
That's very nice. Very powerful also. Good. So we are on the ending note, and if people want to reach out to you, Sandeep, how can they reach out to you?
My mail ID.
Okay.
Sandeep SANDEEP @unnati UNNATHICNC.com. Sandeep @unnaticnc.com.
Great.
You can reach me.
Cool. Thank you very much, Sandeep. It was very, insightful. I am pretty much sure many people who are now struggling with their, finances in manufacturing sector definitely will get some inputs, valuable inputs. And I'm pretty much sure many will be reaching out to you, for getting some guidance and stuff.
They'll probably keep their CAs and bankers busy now.
Yeah. Yeah, we see that bank managers will be now very busy people.
A lot of people's working capital is eroded due to this COVID.
Yes.
Really, many people are struggling.
Great. So now we'll end the session. Thank you very much, Sandeep, again. To our viewers and listeners, again, thanks for hearing us. I hope it was very interesting and inspiring for you. We have not yet decided on the next speaker. We'll mention about it in the flyers in the group. And we hope you have a great day and see you soon. Stay safe. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Sandeep.
Thank you, Avi.
Rashmi.
Thank you,
Thank
Rashmi.
you.
Thanks for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
It's
very much.
our privilege, sir. Thank you.
Yes.